Judgment Day for me.
Hello beauties, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today I am all dressed in African print. It's because the whole housewife of Lagos reunion was given Nigerian culture, like nice beautiful African gowns culture was being represented, and your girl decided to honor it by doing her own gilly with her scarf. I beg, nobody should laugh. I think I'm looking cute. Yeah, so do not laugh at me. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The reunion began with the girls arriving at the place where the interview will be had, and you can see they were all jolly. Some were calling it the judgment day. Like, you can see they were happy and they were hyped for the interview. Yeah, and they went into their various dressing rooms. Uti, who is the host, I don't know if I'm mentioning his name well. You know, I'm a Ghanaian. I don't know how to mention Nigerian names well, so correct me if I'm wrong. Uti, who is the host, came around, greeted the girls, got to vibe with them, then headed towards the place where the reunion will be happening. I mean, the room that the reunion will be happening. So the first person to arrive was Laura. And Laura was looking like a Nigerian's bridesmaid. She was looking all glam, all cute, with her bridal fan. Like, she was looking very, very good. And the bride herself arrived, Iyabo. Like, she looked like a traditional Nigerian bride with her red dress and all those lovely beads. Oh, she was looking very, very nice. Then the groom arrived. That was Toyin. Even though I don't really know much about Nigerian traditional wear, Toyin's outfit was giving Northern Nigeria culture vibe, like the groom. Yeah, that was what it was giving. That is why I'm saying Eyabo is the bride and Toyin is the groom. Then the queen mother herself arrived. Chioma, she was looking very, very nice. But I don't understand why she was using those Maasai beads all over. She was looking very cute and very nice, but I thought the night was themed Nigerian, like culture night, so I don't see what South African beads were doing in her attire. But who knows, maybe she was going for something else, I may not know. Then Mariam arrived. Miriam was looking good, like she was looking very, very good. She looked like a goddess from a Nigerian movie. You see, like those rich goddess or rich queens from a Nigerian movie. She was looking very sweet with her staff. Oh God, she looked like a commanding goddess. Yes. So these were the 5 ladies who were available. So the host decided to start. I think they weren't aware that Caroline would be coming. And my girl came and she made an entrance. So they began the interview, and the first question that was asked was directed to Laura. They asked her who informed her about what happened at the beach house. If you remember very well, Laura didn't attend the beach house get together. So how did she get to know about the games that happened over there? Laura tried to lie her way through by saying it was a strategy that she used. Nobody informed her.
The lie! There you go, this bitch!
But she forgot that she hinted to Iyabo that Toyin, she had spoken to Toyin and Toyin had told her what happened at the beach house. So it was like she was trying to cover up, let it seem as if nobody informed her. But Toyin is a snitch. He went further to also ask Iyabo that why did she go and post it on Twitter that Toyin was the one who snitched to Laura. And Iyabo confirmed, stated verbatim what Laura had said. If not verbatim, like something I like what Laura has said in episode 3 when she was explaining the reason why she didn't come and where the slap matter came from. But Iyabo here was trying to seem matured by saying that maybe Laura got angry because of how Toyin told her. But you didn't think about that when you were going to tell Chioma what Laura has said. You didn't see that it will bring drama. You didn't see that maybe she had the whole thing wrong and you had to explain it to her better than the way maybe Toyin had explained it to her. Like, Iyabo was giving me wishy-washy at that point, because episode 3 when they hadn't sent to you, went to go and say. Right now you are trying to be like, maybe how Toyin explained it to Laura was what got her reeled up. Like, girl, bye. The next question was to Miriam, and it was about Caroline not liking her, calling her bitch. If you remember very well, Caroline said that Miriam should go and learn other vocabularies because they are too old to be using such vulgar words. It was during when Miriam was answering her question, then Auntie Carol arrived. And let me tell you, Auntie Carol was looking like a goddess. I feel like she intentionally decided to come late. And I think most of the ladies didn't know she would be coming. You see how boss ladies, I won't say boss ladies, like how queens enter a room. Oh God. As you can see, she was looking very good. But the host wanted the other ladies to greet Caroline. And the other ladies weren't having it. You watch them.
Ladies, warm welcome for Caroline. Right? Okay, right, Caroline. Wow.
All I would say is that the host, he rushes. Look at how cringy and awkward the atmosphere became. You know the girls are not vibing with Caroline. He went further to ask Miriam her feelings on how Caroline welcomed her into the group. If you remember when Miriam joined them for Chioma's get-together, you remember she was like, Caroline didn't really give her a handshake. And Caroline responded whatever Miriam said with an apology and told her that she's sorry if she felt she wasn't welcomed nicely by her. And she solved that issue. Miriam wanted to throw punchline at Caroline when they showed her Caroline's thoughts on her answers for the truth or dare game they played. And this was what she said.
I was like, girl, you know you've done worse. The streets are talking.
Auntie Caroline replied her as if she was irrelevant. She was like,
if she wants to listen to the streets, I can't stop her. And if the streets wants to talk, I can't stop them from talking. I know who I am, and I know what I'm worth.
The girl knows her worth too. She felt like she has no issue with Mariam. All that Mariam is saying is petty things that are unnecessary. So she was like, you dear, just take this. Like, I'm not really in the mood for you. It's not you I came for. She packed Miriam aside. The next question from Uti was to Chioma about her lateness. And Chioma was like, she doesn't do that purposely, as some of us think she does. Because most of us thought she was doing it for attention seeking. She was like, she wasn't doing it for attention seeking. Even in real life, she's late and all those things. But, girl, you were saying that you like being late and all those things. Here that you guys have met in a group, I was expecting she will own it with her full chest. Like, yes, I like being late. But I think it was maturity that was happening, because she said after watching the whole video, she realized that she was being irrational, and her apologies to the ladies whenever she was late was not sincere. This led to the lateness that happened at Miriam's lunch. You remember Miriam invited them for lunch at her house, and these people were 5 hours late. That was Chioma and her best friend Caroline. They were very late. And from what Miriam said, she felt that the apology given by both of them was not really genuine. The only person whose own was genuine was Caroline. For Chioma's apology, she knows it wasn't really from her heart. While they were talking about Chioma and Caroline lateness, then the WhatsApp fight came in. If you remember, after they had that dinner and they went home, the next day, Laura came on the WhatsApp group and was like giving it to Chioma and Caroline. And in the car, it showed that Chioma was instigating Caroline to keep on fighting. It's like Caroline, she has the mouth to fight. She has the vim. In the beginning, I thought she would be like the relaxed one. But I can see that this girl wouldn't allow you for her to drag her through the mud. If you want to drag her through the mud, she will wash your dirty laundry at the public square. Everybody will see. I remember, I think in episode 1 or episode 2, Toyin was like, Caroline is not somebody you have to like play with. And now I'm realizing that it's very true. If you think she's soft, so you want to use her as a rag she would drag your whole nyash throughout the public square without you wearing panties. Laura then spoke up and was like, she didn't do it with malice. There was no anger behind it. She felt that she was just throwing in her sense. Since she didn't throw in her sense that day when it happened and everybody was complaining, she felt that she had to throw in her sense that day. You know, there was a narrative going about on how Laura didn't give her 2 cents that day because she was tipsy. Iyabo said Laura was not tipsy and she doesn't believe it. And the eye she used to look at her, it was like, bitch, do not lie.
The fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god.
You just wanted drama the next day, so you felt that you can come onto the WhatsApp post and post. That was how like the eye Yabo used to look at Laura was giving to me. They then asked Caroline why she responded to Laura when she posted all those insults. But if you look at the message, it wasn't really insulting as it seemed in the beginning. Yeah, but I feel like Caroline was tired. She herself said that
It was a build-up of tolerating her excesses. And when it happened, I came with a nuclear weapon.
when they asked Laura like about the strategy, she was like, it was a strategy for one of the real housewives to know that she does not vibe with them, and that real housewife was Caroline. So I felt like since she was hitting at Caroline had reached her peak on that WhatsApp day. So she was like, here goes nothing. And the instigation that happened in the car came about where Chioma was just adding food. Chioma removed herself and said that she wasn't instigating Caroline. She has never instigated Caroline. Caroline fought her own fight because she was tired of Laura bitching about her each and every time. So in that case, she wasn't the one. But I feel like here Chioma wasn't as confident as I thought she is. Because during the reality show, whenever it's their monologue, she owns everything with her chest. Like this one.
Who on earth do you think you are to be writing this kind of stupid message? Because I'm in a WhatsApp group with you? You think you have access to me? You want to be writing my name in full, mentioning my name? The audacity.
But during the reunion, it was like she was trying to push a different narrative, and it was like the girl is not as bold as she seemed. Caroline went further and she was like, after watching the whole thing, she wished she had acted differently. But for defending herself, that one is a no. That was when the basbos happened between Caroline and Laura. So Uti went ahead and asked about the pimping allegation. If you remember when the fight happened, Caroline was like Laura was being pimped to a governor, and Laura was like she went there to go and sell books. Now Laura said she doesn't sell her books, but she wanted that her friend to introduce her to the governor to buy her books. Like, the story is not really clear, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Baby, don't do it. Just don't do it.
It doesn't make sense that she said she doesn't sell her books. She give them out for free. But she also said she asked her friends to introduce her to the governor to sell her books to the governor. So I'm not understanding. Why is she selling her books to the governor when she doesn't sell her books? Maybe I didn't really understand that part. Because I feel like there is a mega paint of the story that has not come out. I feel like they are just running over the issue like house fly over food. They don't want to tell us the truth. But the truth will come out, so don't worry. One day you go over one of them and they will say the truth. This led to like fights between Caroline and Laura. Because Caroline owned it with her full chest that even though she shouldn't have said that on television, she stand by her words. Martin Luther King Jr., Caroline. She stand by her words that Laura was being pimped at that party. And Laura was like, how can she say that? Uti was also trying to ask Caroline that she had receipts. Was she there? And Caroline was like, I'm not there when she's doing her dirty things. Then Laura was like, if you weren't there, then how do you know I was being pimped? And Caroline was like, this one is for you. You also made a statement that I ran after small boys. Were you there when the small boys were chasing me? Were you there when I was doing it with the small boys? You also weren't there. Since you own yours with your full chest, I'll also own mine with my full chest. This made me realize that their fight is a tit for tat something with a mega pint of truth. Cause I tell you, where there is smoke, there is fire. So for the pimping allegation and the small boys allegation, as of this moment, each party is holding it with their full chest, with none of them denying anything. So after listening to Laura and Caroline's basbos, Uti asked Toyin about her friendship with Laura, and Laura was like, among all the girls, the person she thought in the beginning was not her friend was the one who said less about her. And Toyin, who is her friend, said the most. Because after watching the video, she realized that Toyin liked making sneak comments, like when she called her stupid by saying she shouldn't bring her stupidity to Dubai. Realized that during the season, you could see that Toyin sometimes, when she's hurt, makes like certain comments against Laura that was uncalled for. And I feel like Laura was a genuine friend to Toyin, even though like she sometimes misbehaved towards Toyin. She never once during her monologue disrespected Toyin, but Toyin in her monologue most often disrespects Laura, especially when Laura fights with the other girls and the other girls put the pressure on her. During her monologue, she starts to bash Laura. So Laura was like, even though she truly loves Toyin, this friendship is on hold. And Toyin was like, she doesn't need her friendship. Toyin was really annoying me during this reunion. Like, the girl couldn't shut up. When the question was asked to Toyin, she talked, Laura kept quiet. When it was time for Laura to talk, this girl kept interfering. Like, girl, shush it. It made it seem as if she was doing the most. If you have nothing to hide, just keep quiet and let the person talk. After looking at Toyin and Laura's friendship, Uti also spoke about Toyin and Caroline's friendship. If you remember season 1, Toyin was like, Caroline was the first person to come and prepare a certain Nigerian delicacy at her house. So it was to know like what happened in their friendship that broke them up. When they asked this question, Toyin was the first person to speak, and she was like, yeah, they used to be friends, but they went their separate ways. And when this project started, they talked and decided to put everything behind them. So this was how she chose to explain their friendship, their breakup, and where they are now. And Uti asked Caroline her point of view. And Caroline decided to tell the story by saying they were friends for just 2 months. Then Toyin stepped into what Caroline was saying, interrupting her left, right, center, and it got to a point that they were washing their dirty laundries in public. Like, the panties under, they were washing it all at the interview room. Like, everybody see you, I'm having red pants, I'm having white pants, calling themselves a shower. This one said, you slept with my baby daddy. This one was like, you are the fifth wife, you were being abused. You watch a little bit of it.
Were you not fifth wife?
Which fifth wife?
You were first wife.
Which fifth wife?
You were first wife.
Which fifth wife?
You were first wife.
If I was fifth, I was legally married.
Legally,
who married you?
with shame.
Did they legally marry you? You struggled so much for that to marry you. Could not marry you.
Struggle.
You did everything.
My dear, I was being abused every day, and I had the nerve to walk away.
Abuse you?
Yes.
And you are begging him today.
They were abusing you, beating you every day, black and blue.
When you there when they were beating
was I not more?
Can you imagine?
Was I not putting hot water on your body every day?
Like, girls, learn to hold some things as secrets.
Because, hey! And yo, this is horrible.
I realized that if Toyin wasn't interrupting her each and every time, she wouldn't have reacted that way. But Toyin was trying to push a different narrative, and Caroline wasn't having it, and she was like, if that's the case, then we are going to roam the whole town with our naked nash. Everybody should see. Like today, we are not hiding anything. We are here to parade, gyrate with our panties for everybody to see. I feel like it shouldn't have got that far. It should have got that far. And there was this punchline that Caroline was giving it to Toyin that I was like, you watch.
Were you deaf when I was saying it?
Your father is deaf. Caroline.
It's your father that is deaf and your
Caroline,
mother
my
that
father
is
is
deaf.
dead. My mother is also dead.
Oh, maybe they're all deaf in the graves.
Thank you very much.
You're
Caroline,
welcome.
You can see the girl didn't come to play. If you bring it, she will give it to you. If you bring it, she will give it to you. I would say for this reunion, Caroline is the queen. Like, she's the queen of the show. She didn't come to play. She wasn't allowing anybody to disrespect her. I felt like it was because of the red lipstick. That is why she was bold. Like, she was dishing it out to everybody, and she was owning everything she said with her chest. Some people were fumbling about, they were trying to like gaslight us from what was shown in the video, trying to give explanation, lie their way through. But my girl was owning everything with her chest. She was like, no, I'm not changing my mind. I said it, and I said it with my full chest. Bam. This was all that happened in the part 1 of the reunion. For the part 2 of the reunion, the sneak peek, it showed that Toyin stood up to beat Chioma. And I really want to know what Chioma did, because after all that Caroline did, you couldn't macho on her. For Chioma, you were going to macho on her and beat her up. Like, I really want to know what Chioma did. That'll be all for today's video. Do not forget to share, like, and comment below. And if you've not watched it, watch it. Adios. Love you.